Hello and welcome to Business 132, Principles of Marketing, and we are in Module 3. So the agenda for this module is segmentation and targeting, positioning and differentiators, analysis, integrated marketing campaigns, also known as IMC, and at the very end we will go over check-ins, discussions, and assignments. So, segmentation marketing. What is segmentation and targeting? Segmentation is the process of dividing potential customers into groups to better understand them. Targeting is determining which segments are most likely to become customers and directing marketing efforts to best satisfy them. So an example of segmentation is identifying and classifying people into groups called segments. So age can be a segment. For example, under 10 years old, between 11 and 19, 20 to 45, 46 to 60, and so on and so on. So here's kind of just an example here, segmentation. This is, we're segmenting, the brand would be this hydration pack by Nathan Hydration, and the segmentation, what is our target demographic here? We want 20 to 45-year-olds and 46 to 60-year-olds. So what products or companies would find this market segmentation by family life stage useful? So here's kind of another example here. Here's a diagram graphic, sample market segmentation, family life stage. So we have young singles, young couples, no kids, young families, families with older kids, empty nesters. So a product like a water bottle. Maybe the water bottles would hit all of these demographics, but it could hit young families even more since they have multiple kids. Families with older kids, maybe they have iPhones or better segmentations because you may not, young kids may not need iPhones, but older kids would need iPhones. Young couples, no kids would need iPhones. Just kind of an example of a quick example there of how segmentation can be used. So here's more information on family life stage segments. We have leisure activity profile data, young singles, young couples, no kids, young families, families with older kids, and empty nesters. So this is kind of just information here like young couples, no kids. Maybe they're willing to spend $43 on a product or service, whereas families with older kids might spend more, $64 on a product or a service. So it's just kind of, if you're looking here, average expenditure per outing. Common reasons to go out, preferred destination, frequency going out for fun. So young singles are going to go out more times a week, 4 times a week. Empty nesters 3 times a week. Maybe young couples with no kids are only going out 2 times a week. Young couples, no kids would rather go out to restaurants, movies, and live music, whereas young singles might rather go to bars, clubs, movies, and restaurants. So it's kind of data research here on the family life stages of segments. So some of the common market segmentation approaches. So the type of approach could be geographic, demographic, psychographic, behavioral, and decision makers. And some of the criteria for these are in this table right here. So geographic, we have nations, states, regions, cities, neighborhoods, zip codes. Demographic could be age, gender, family size, income, occupation. Psychographics could be more lifestyle, personality, attitudes, and social class. Behavioral, user status, purchase occasion, loyalty, readiness to buy, and decision maker, decision making role, purchaser, influencer, etc. So these today, just to give you an example in marketing, this type of segmentation is extremely important if you're doing something such as Facebook advertisements. For any of you that have actually done Meta Facebook ads or Instagram ads, when you're building your ad, it asks you all these questions here, and you have to think, what is your target demographic for that particular product that you're placing an ad on? You're going to figure out all this criteria. So not only is segmentation used in traditional marketing, but it's used today, every day with social media marketing as well. So your target market is and should include only those segments of a market that are both profitable to serve and likely to be receptive to the products a company provides. So if you click on this YouTube link here, it's a little video that explains a little bit more about what a target market is. Questions to consider in selecting a target segment. Who needs can you best satisfy? Who will be the most profitable customers? Can you reach and serve each target segment effectively? Are the segments large and profitable enough to support your business? Do you have the resources available to effectively reach and serve each target segment? So these are questions you're going to want to think about when you're determining your target market. So some targeting strategies. The strategy could be mass marketing, differentiated marketing, niche marketing, and micro marketing. So your target market for mass marketing is everybody and everywhere. So an example could be Target. Say your target market is large groups within the total market. Your example could be Costco or Sam's Club. Do they still have Sam's Club? I'm not really sure. I haven't seen one in a while. Target market, high penetration within smaller specialized segments. That could be more like your Trader Joe's, your Whole Foods, or your Sprouts. And your micro marketing, individual customers or localized micro segments, could be more like a Groupon. Here's another chart here just explaining your target market and the 4 P's, which is the marketing mix. So this is very important in marketing mix. The 4 P's, you're going to be tested on this. You're going to need to know this with business and all different types of marketing. So product, price, place, and promotion. And in the center here is your target market. So here's kind of an example. If you guys remember eHarmony, one of the first dating sites for the serious relationship seeker, focused on women as its target segment, not men, but women. Major competitors were Match.com and Yahoo. So this is kind of like a case study here. Required participants to complete an exhaustive questionnaire before they can receive any information about prospective suitors. Process created a better user experience for Target, such as women don't feel like they're being judged solely on their looks, felt like they were being matched according to a wide selection of criteria instead of superficial markers like age or income, and the time-consuming process weeded out non-serious users. So to get a little bit more information on this example here, you can click on this YouTube link here and watch that video. Another example is Red Bull. We all know who Red Bull is. Sells one product, an energy drink containing taurine, which is an amino acid that's sold in a slim silver-colored can. Now, this is kind of an older case study because nowadays Red Bull has multiple flavors of energy drinks, and they're all in kind of different colored cans, but the basic OG one, I guess you would say, would be the Red Bull in the silver colored can. It has held the majority of the energy drink market share for years, with Monster as their closest competitor. And we all know the tagline, Red Bull gives you wings. So it's geared to extreme sports events, parties, music festivals. In 2012, they sponsored Felix Baumgarten's record-setting freefall from 128,000 feet. If you have not seen or heard of this, please click on the YouTube video here and watch that. It's pretty incredible. Grassroots approach to reach the youth market, more effective branding than Coke or Pepsi. So moving on to positioning differentiators. What is positioning? So what do you want to be known for? Positioning is a strategic process that marketers use to determine the place or niche an offering should occupy in a given market. When you position a product or service, you need to understand the place. So what place does the offering occupy in its market? The rank. How does the product or service fare against its competitors in the areas evaluated by customers deciding what to buy? The attitude. How do we want customers to think about this offering and the benefits it offers them? And the outcomes. What must we do to ensure the product or service delivers on the positioning we select? So here's kind of an example here with different types of cars. So the Volvo, family of premium vehicles that are well designed for performance, innovation, and safety. The Kia delivers practical utilitarian vehicles that offer high quality and value for the price. And the Cadillac, which is a powerful, luxurious, and catering to every need of its well-heeled drivers and passengers. Differentiation. What makes your product or service different from your competitors? So to make a product or service stand out from its competitors in ways that provide unique value to the customers, it identifies a set of characteristics and benefits that make a product different and better for a target audience that 1, customers value when they're evaluating choices, and 2, competitors cannot easily copy. So positioning versus differentiation. For example, name Walmart. Positioning, wide selection of products people want at the lowest price. Wide selection, low prices. Whereas Target is more trendy, fashionable products at reasonable prices and continually refreshed on-trend product selection. And then Macy's is a preferred go-to shopping destination for upscale brands and current fashions. Broad selection of most wanted upscale brands, engaging shopping experience. Positioning trees. This is another big piece of marketing, traditional marketing. And a positioning tree is a perceptual map, or a positioning tree creates a picture of how different competitors are positioned in the market based on the key criteria that strongly influence customers' decisions. So here's a graphic here for you. The example used is automobile brands based on price and quality. So we have high price, high quality, low quality, and we have a bunch of different brands here. So the highest price and the highest quality example here is Mercedes. The lowest price, lowest quality is Dacia. I'm not even familiar with this. So majority of people are probably here in the center here, like a little bit of everything. You know, fair, medium price, medium quality, Volkswagen, Toyota, Ford. I'm sure we can dispute all of this in person, but this is just an example here of a positioning tree. Here's another example on ice cream brands. So innovative, organic, classical, non-organic. So are you an organic ice cream fan or a non-organic? Are you a classical or are you an innovative? So I'm more of a Ben & Jerry's out here. That's probably my favorite ice cream brand. Targeting activity. So just kind of something to think about. You don't have to turn this in, but as you're developing your marketing plan for this class, kind of think of this and do this exercise. Pick a product or service such as Hydro Flask, Crunch Fitness, Islands Restaurant, Vital Rock Climbing, Stance Socks, or something similar. What is their target market, positioning, and differentiators? So kind of think about that. Maybe write it down. Just a fun little exercise to do as you're getting to learn what these things all are. All right, so moving on to analysis. We have PEST analysis. Again, this is pretty important in marketing, traditional marketing, marketing today, all different types of marketing. You're going to want to know all this. It's going to be on your test. It's going to be on the final. PEST analysis. By understanding what is changing in the world around you, you will be able to make better strategic decisions. So the PEST analysis, PEST, stands for political factors, economic, social, and technological. So political and legal factors, examples of this can be copyright laws, human rights, labor laws, privacy, and security, such as political campaigns or social media posts for finance companies or attorneys. Economic factors, examples are inflation, recession, interest rates, unemployment rate, such as when the real estate market crashed in 2008. Social and cultural factors could be more two-income families, more single-parent families, increasing diversity, green factor, religion, and language. Some examples could be, is the product environmentally friendly? And then last, we have technological factors such as virtual reality, artificial intelligence, communication, and distribution. And examples of this are cell phones and social media. Next, we're moving on to SWOT analysis. If you've taken any business classes already, you probably know what this is, but just a little review here. SWOT analysis are the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats for your product or service. So I have 3 different types of examples in here. This is the first one. Strengths could be excellent, well-trafficked location. A weakness could be single location means limited reach. An opportunity could be potential for growth via food delivery, apps, and technology. And a threat could be rising cost of ingredients. So this is more like if you're a restaurant. Here's another one, some positive factors, strengths. And we have internal and external. So it's divided up even more. So strengths would be best prices, lots of inventory, weaknesses, expensive shipping, lack of popular products, opportunities, new advertising channels such as Bing, Facebook, and YouTube, and threats could be product declining in popularity according to Google Trends. And last example here, this one is for 7-Eleven, which we all know 7-Eleven and love Slurpees. So strengths could be overall brand equity, individually branded products, franchise model. Weaknesses, high rental costs, high staff costs. Opportunities, increased product offering, exclusive product offerings. And threats could be supermarkets moving to 24/7, security, and shoplifting. So integrated marketing plans, which we also call IMC. These are campaigns that integrate several or all of the promotional mix elements into one cohesive campaign with a central message through the campaigns, such as advertising, public relations, personal sales, and sales promotion. So just some kind of basics here. I just have one slide on this one. And moving on to Module 3 assignments for this week. Check-in 2, Study Buddy, and Assignment 3 is the IMC California Cheese Campaign. Okay, when you watch this video, I know it is super old, but for some reason, I just can't change it to another video. I just love it so much, maybe because I'm a big cheese fan and cheese is my favorite thing to eat, but I just keep getting a kick out of this video. When I first saw it, I knew this is so old, but after my students watch it, the majority of them just absolutely love it. So maybe next semester I'll change it out for another video, but for now it's in there. I promise I will have a lot more modern videos in this course, but this one is old, so I'm warning you. All right, so I hope that everyone has a wonderful week. Email me if you have any questions or concerns, or come to my office hours.